Okay, so in today's video, we are going to review and try out this book by Sarah Simon. So you also might know her as the Mint Gardener on Instagram. Guys, so before we start, I wanted to show you again my favorite content creation tool, which is this canvas lamp. So this is a phone holder with a ring light underneath. So I love it because it's just so easy to move it like up and down. So you can see, you can film overhead, you can film up close, you can also film on the side by just twisting this knob. Okay, so I just twist the knob and then you have to like twist it back to lock it, but you can easily film from the side as well. And I also love is that it's so easy to move from like a landscape mode into a portrait mode for reels. And right now they have a promotion for the 4th of July. They have free shipping to like all customers based in the US, and at the same time I have my code right here to give you another 10% discount. So I hope that you can check it out. The link is in the description box. She just released this book, so it's like a watercolor activity book because there are watercolor paper pages here that you can actually paint on. So let me just show you what's inside. So of course you have description of materials, and then you have also techniques, and she will also teach you different ratios of paint to water. And also, okay, there are more techniques here. You can see that she is very thorough in explaining. And then what else? So she has color recipes here as well, which I really love because it's so nice to be able to learn how to mix different colors. And she even puts like the percentage and then the name of the pigment. So you also have some more activities here so you can be more acquainted with watercolor. You have some techniques and then more like color recipes and also even guides right here. Okay, so after that we have all these different worksheets. So there are so many drawings here or sketches that will serve as a guide. So it's like a coloring book, but instead of using like crayons or pencils, you're going to use watercolor. And also what's nice is that there is a guide on the left side. Like she put all the colors that you need. Then you have tips and instructions. But the beauty of this is that you can, of course, you can follow like the instructions here, but at the same time you also have the creative freedom to paint however you like. And what I also like about this is that I'm able to explore other subjects. You can see there are animals and insects, and just there are also dogs. So sometimes there are subjects that I don't really paint, but because it's part of this book, I can be exposed to it. But right now, I feel like painting this rose. It looks very nice, and you have cute ladybugs right here. Alright, so we're gonna do just a wet on wet technique. Okay, so there's a little bit of color in my brush. Let me just rinse it out. And so this is watercolor paper. It's actually nice. It is absorbing the water. So I'm not gonna wet it that much. Alright, so maybe you can start right here. You should start quite light. So I'm not sure if I'm doing it correctly, but just wanted to try painting on this type of watercolor workbook. So I think I'm just going to put color on most of the petals, and I'm also going to leave some white spaces. And then I'm going to wait for this to dry. And maybe for the edges, let's grab some titanium buff. Let's just add a dark center. I'm using Crimson Lake with brownish red or brown red, a little bit of that violet. Just gonna add it right here in the center. So we're gonna add darker areas in like the folds. Okay, so I'm not sure what this will look like. I'm quite nervous, but okay, so maybe I can try painting on the ladybug. It says here that you need to put a little bit of burnt sienna. So this is gonna be like the first layer, I think. Then we're just gonna add some red later on. Okay. Then we're gonna paint the stem. You get burnt umber. So you don't really need to paint like within the sketch. You can definitely go beyond the sketch parts. Okay, so now while I'm waiting for this flower to dry, I'm gonna go ahead with the leaves. So this is just sap green with some brown. And maybe you can add a little bit of indigo. So it seems like the paper is actually holding up quite well. Add a little bit of this crimson to my green. It's really nice. Then I'm just going to drop in some darker areas. Just grab some more of that green and brown. I'm going to paint around this ladybug. Alright, so let's go back to the flower. And maybe I will just try and just paint like outlines of the petals and try to fade it away. be honest, this is my first time to actually paint on a watercolor workbook like this. So kind of I am struggling a little bit because I don't know how I will paint on a sketch. So I usually paint without sketching. So this is quite new to me. But it's also fun to try something new from time to time. And I'm quite surprised with the paper because it is kind of holding up to like really wet areas. As you can see, I'm adding a lot of wet strokes. Let's add some strokes right here. Just gonna add some more buff titanium. Just gonna paint over the lines. Let's add some more shadow. It looks messy, but I actually like how it looks right now. Now let's grab some red. Just going to color this ladybug. Okay, so that's it for my painting. I think it looks nice. It has that messy feel, which is a little bit different than what I'm used to, but I overall still like it. I think I want to try this with like a freehand style next time, but it looks good. I also like that she introduced adding warm buff or titanium buff for the sides. That's like a different style, so that's something I want to try again. As you can see, of course, if the paper is wet, it's going to buckle. You can see those wrinkles, but I feel like once I close this book, when this painting is already dry, it's going to flatten out again. So I think I even want to try the other paintings. This one looks fun and easy as well. Okay, so if you are a watercolor beginner, I honestly would suggest for you to try this one out because it's a great watercolor book because you have some sketches, so you don't really like, you will have less pressure to like paint something from scratch because there's already a sketch, so at least you can try to practice. But even if you're an experienced painter, I feel like this is also nice because you'll be exposed to different subjects. That's it for my mini review. I hope that you enjoyed watching this video, and do check out this book on Amazon. I'm gonna put it in the link below. If you want to support this channel, don't forget to subscribe to my channel and of course like this video as well. See you in my next video. Bye!